And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, a real estate and finance expert, and goes to bat for you every day as your consumer advocate. Your host, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around your real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, IRAs, so much more. You're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, where our number one goal is to educate, entertain, enlighten, and engage in an effort to help you win in any marketplace.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Now I want you to pull out your smartphone and save our consumer advocate hotline number in your phone. It's 813-917-1894.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-917-1894.
Baby, don't forget my number.
And we want you to bookmark realestateradiotampa.com. That's our website, blog site, a plethora of information available for you. Links to all of our expert contributors under the contributors tab. And by the way, if you're at your computer or on a smartphone, pull up the live stream on WeBeam TV or at our website, realestateradiotampa.com/live stream. You'll be able to see the live camera footage that we have here in studio. And we're here live from iHeartRadio Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. We also have a show on The Bone, 102.5 The Bone here in Tampa Bay. And real excited to be your consumer advocate. We got a lot of great content to cover today. And we got a record $3 trillion that was wiped out from the global markets as well on Friday and Monday. So a lot of interesting content to get into. And we don't care if you're climbing the corporate ladder or if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. We want to help you win in any marketplace. And let's go around the horn here and make our introductions. First up is going to be Cynthia Bloss, on task concierge. Welcome in.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you for having me today.
My pleasure.
We all spend most of our days working in and on our business, and we do this for our families. But what about our families right now? We each only have 24 hours in our day, right? Do you?
That's right.
Well, not my clients. I'm their 25th hour.
Love it. Love it. The 25th hour. Get your 25th hour right here with Cynthia Bloss, on task concierge. Also back in studio, longtime friend of the program, Mark Spence, well-respected mortgage company here in Tampa Bay, Integrity Financial Services. Welcome back in, sir.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here. It's an interesting time in the mortgage industry with everything that's just happened here globally. You know, we're going to talk a lot about today, I think, what's happening with interest rates, what's going on with the market overnight changes. And if you're out there looking to buy, you need to get in and do it. If you're looking to refinance, you need to do it now. This is the time.
That's right. Absolutely. Great time to get into the marketplace as well. If you're a seller out there, it's a lack of inventory. Great time to put your home on the market. And also in studio as well is Scott Maurer, Advanta IRA. Welcome back in.
Great. Brandon, thanks for having me. I'm really happy to be here. And especially we'll get to talk about Brexit a little bit later and the effect it's had on retirement accounts.
That's right.
Is people are starting to look for something else within their retirement account. And we, as a self-directed IRA administrator, we can help people do that and show them it's really not that hard to do. It sounds complicated. Very, very simple process. We'll go over that today.
Yeah, absolutely. Great lineup. We also on the phones, we're expecting a call from Michael Lisenko. He's our safe money coach, helping people as well kind of orchestrate this market. And I asked him to bring his crystal ball, so I'm not sure. We'll check with him here in a moment. Before we jump into that, I want to touch on a couple of hot listings that I've got here. We just listed a property on Gulf Boulevard. It's 13235 Gulf Boulevard, number 409 in Madeira Beach. And this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo-tel, and it is a beautiful property. You look across the street, you're looking at the beautiful Gulf of Mexico. Great buying opportunity at $239,000. Also have two beach park properties here, right here in one of the best zip codes in all of Tampa Bay is 33609. It's 4618 West Beach Park Drive in Tampa. 4 bedrooms, 3 full bath, 1 half bath, listed at $799, over 2,500 square feet. And then we also have 414 South Royal Palm Way in Tampa, 33609, again in the beautiful Beach Park subdivision of Tampa Bay. 4 bedrooms, 3 full bath, 2 half bath, over 4,800 square feet heated. Large backyard with a beautiful estate-style pool. listed at $1.195 million. Great buying opportunity. Get into the real estate game. Rates are low still. And we're having a good time here helping you with your real estate decisions. So we want to go to the phones real quick here. I'd ask Michael Lisenko, he's our Safe Money coach, to call in, give us an update, things happening out there in the marketplace. What say you, Michael? Michael, you there? Okay, we may have lost him there, so some technical.
Yeah, there you are.
There he goes. There he goes. Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Excellent. And yourself?
I'm good. Hey, I'm going to tee off this wonderful show you've got going here with kind of an update on what's going on with the market. It sounds like you got a couple of guests on there. You're going to be talking about some of the effects that these little challenging times of the market are having on our money and the different things that we're trying to accomplish, whether it's your mortgage, whether it's retirement, whatever it is. It's been kind of brutal the last couple of days. Down big on Friday, followed up with another down day on Monday, bounced back a little bit on Tuesday. But, it's interesting because all the things that are happening out there in the global markets, we thousands of miles away, it's across the pond, as the Brits say. But, yeah, it's affecting us. It's affecting our money. So I think the thing that people really need to focus on is education, information. Make sure you're working with people that have your best interest at heart, that can give you the information that you can use then to make the decisions. I mean, ultimately, the decision with your money is an individual. It's a personal decision. But boy, in times like this, we really need to look at ways to protect our money, grow it, and do it in a smarter way than I think maybe we've done it in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. It says an article that we're talking about, a record $3 trillion was wiped out from global markets on Friday and Monday. That means more money was vaporized as a result of the Brexit crash than in any previous two-day period ever, according to the S&P Dow Jones indices.
Yep. They say that on Friday it was the fifth largest one-day drop of the S&P 500 in history, and that goes back to 1993.
Wow.
So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. In 1923, I'm sorry.
1923,
years,
right.
It's the fifth largest one-day drop of the S&P 500 in 93 years.
Unbelievable. And I think it's important to note, Michael, as a fiduciary, you're working for the people out there.
Absolutely. And again, it's people need to understand that no matter what advice they get, ultimately they're the ones that have to make the decision. They're the ones that have to figure out what's the best thing that they can do for their money. So I would just say gather all the information that's available and arm yourself with the tools to make the right decisions for you. We've got one shot at winning the money game. There's no overtime. There's no stoppage time. We either get it right the first time or we don't. And so I think now more than ever, it's working with people that can take a look at what you're doing, give you some ideas, and ultimately steer you in the right direction.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, Michael Lisenko, he's our Safe Money coach. You can find him at realestateradiotampa.com. Just click on the Expert Contributors tab. You'll see all his information conveniently located over there at 8325 West Hillsborough Avenue, very close to the airport there in Town and Country. Plus, you also make house calls and go to businesses. Is that right, Michael?
Absolutely. We're in homes every day, businesses every day. Again, just raising the awareness of the effect of the markets on your money and some different things that you can do to protect what you're trying to save.
Excellent. Thanks for calling in, Michael. Appreciate the update.
Brandon. Have a wonderful weekend. Thanks.
My
Bye.
pleasure. Michael Lisenko, Safe Money Coach, and now we're back in studio here. We're going to switch gears. We're going to talk with Cynthia Bloss, on task concierge. So great tease. I love the 25th hour approach. I like that. So tell us a little bit more about your business.
Well, a lot of people don't really understand what a personal concierge is. It's everybody thinks a concierge is somebody that works in a hotel and gets things for people. But a personal concierge is someone that actually does tasks for people or helps organize their lives.
Right.
So that's what I do. I'm very good at organization, having worked in the corporate world for many years. So taking all those knowledge, skills, and abilities, I decided to get everybody on task because nobody has enough time in their day to get that all completed. And it sets us into into a tizzy and we don't know how to, at the end of the day, we have all these things to do and we can't get them done. So I'll help you get that done for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Business owners, this is a great idea for you to talk about. And, when we had lunch a little while back, you were showing me one of the apps that you use.
Yes.
There's all these little shortcuts that are going to save you time as a business owner.
Yeah, absolutely. My favorite find has been something called CamCard.
Yeah.
CamCard is basically an app that you can download into your Android or iPhone. It's free. There is a paid version, but there's a free version, which I use. And we all have a million cards sitting business cards sitting in our shoe boxes, in our closet. You don't know where to find them when you need them. Some of them are in your car, some are in your purse, but where do you get them when you need all the information?
Perfect.
So CamCard basically will pick up, you take a picture of it, and then it stores it, populates it into your contacts, and you have it in your phone forever.
Perfect. More from Cynthia when we come back. We're going to talk about On-Task Concierge, talk about the details of how you can implement this into your business, how you can get that 25th hour in your day, and more on this Brexit, a $3 trillion that was wiped out from the global market. Stay with us. The best is yet to come. You're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, realestateradiotampa.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes, host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, owner of Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. Featured in Florida Realtor Magazine, Tampa Bay Business Journal, The Tribune, multiple times recognized for innovations with marketing, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. This segment is brought to you by my health team, consisting of Michael Vogt. He's an expert massage therapist here in Tampa Bay with Back In Health Massage. and he's located on Gun Highway here in Tampa, conveniently located right off of Dale Mabry. And Back in Health Massage, shout out to Michael Vogt, voted top 10 massage services in Tampa Bay by the Tampa Bay Business Journal's Best in the Biz Awards multiple times. And part 2 of my health team is Ray Milton with Ray's Vegan Soul, where I'll hit you with a flavor. That's his tagline. He's going to hit you with a flavor, cooking these awesome organic vegan-style meals for me and helping me stay fit and healthy and have a lot of energy. I have so much more energy now that I've been working with Ray for probably 4 or 5 months now, but great job. Awesome chef. He cooks these great meals that I carry with me in my vehicle. That way I'm running around appointment to appointment or wherever I might be that day, sometimes on the boat on the weekends with Freedom Boat Club. As you know, I love to boat, but carry these meals with you. Stay out of the fast food drive-thrus and out of that healthy food and reach out to our health team. Michael Vogt, expert massage therapist. Ray Milton with Ray's Vegan Soul. You can find him on Facebook, Ray's Vegan Soul. All right, so we're back here in studio live from iHeartRadio. Beautiful, sunny and 75 down here in South Tampa. So let's go ahead back to the conversation. We were talking with Cynthia Bloss, on-task concierge. Also in studio, we're going to get Mark Spence perspective on mortgage market, things happening with the Brexit and how that affected, and the drops in the stock market, how's that affecting mortgage rates, what can we do about it, things to do, things to avoid. And also Scott Maurer with Advanta IRA, we're going to be hearing from him as well, how you can buy alternative assets into your retirement plan utilizing his IRA programs. So back here with Cynthia. So Cynthia, before the break, you're talking about that awesome app you use, and I'm sure you've got a couple other, cool apps and different business models that you've learned in your career, as you mentioned, with the corporate, climbing the corporate ladder, so to speak, right?
One of the things, too, that a lot of people don't realize, and they always are late for something or they forget to do something, is that they don't use the technology that they have right at their fingertips. We're always on their phone, but we're always on Facebook or something like that.
Yep.
But there is actually built into your phone informational systems that can remind you to do things, like little reminders or on your calendar. Just utilize them.
Right.
It'll keep you on task, keep you from forgetting things. Oh my gosh, I forgot to pick up my child at school today. That, or take your medication, or I have a meeting with somebody, or we have to get out of this meeting because I have another meeting after that. If you have those reminding you all the time, you won't be late for things, and you'll always be on task, per se. So.
Yeah, I love it. And I've got virtual assistants that make calls from other countries, and it's great when you utilize the technology properly. They can utilize first Google Voice. First of all, they make the calls through Google Voice, so I guess it's basically free.
Right.
And then they can log into one of my calendars and set the appointment for me through that system. So there's all these things you can utilize to be more efficient as a business owner. Mm-hmm. And chances are that you don't know what you're missing in some cases.
Exactly. And time is money, obviously, for all of us. And if we don't finish the day, then we have to stay at work, and then we're not spending time with our families, which is essentially why we're working, so we can have that quality time with our families.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's going away now, and it's something we need to get back.
Create that 25th hour, as you talk about.
Exactly.
One of the quotes I listened to, as you know, a lot of personal development, and I think it was Arnold Schwarzenegger that said, I've always heard that there's 24 hours in a day, so that means you sleep 6, you work the other 18 hours. And he goes, well, some of you say, well, you want to sleep 7 or 8 hours. He says, well, all I could suggest is that you sleep faster. So,
exactly, and we don't even have time to do that.
It's kind of hard to do that,
Exactly.
But yeah, so on-task concierge, personal concierge, create time for the clients by accomplishing tasks and helping, introducing organizational systems. What about one that I know there's one that I've looked at, I've actually downloaded, I probably haven't implemented it enough, but is Evernote. Are you using that one?
I haven't used Evernote, actually.
Yeah.
But there are lots of different apps that can help you with just notes or putting notes in your phone and then utilizing them later. Also, mileage apps.
Right.
A lot of us drive to and from appointments. I know you do, Brandon. You're always on the road. And mileage apps will help you take care of that rather than jotting down in the book, I'm here and then I have to go there. So that's another one. And not to be strictly with the business professional, but, people at home also can utilize these things to remind them to do things. They have to take the dogs to the vet, or they have to do something else with their families, but a lot of times they forget because they get caught up in everyday life.
Right.
And these things can help keep them on task. And if that's a problem, I'll come in actually and help you organize your day, basically by asking you to make a list. That's one thing I just did for a client. She's like, I need you. And I said, this is what I want you to do tomorrow. Make a list of everything that you do in your day, and I'll come in and sit down and we'll talk about what it is that you are doing and how we can clean that up a little bit.
Right.
And we did that, and I'm helping her out right now. So it's working out great.
I love it. Some organization, some structure.
Exactly.
Add it in, get that extra hour in your day. If you just joined us, you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. We're talking with Cynthia Bloss here on Task Concierge. So why don't you can you give us another success story or another example?
Yeah, the other day, actually, one of my clients was having a delivery made to their home. But, of course, the delivery people always give you a 4-hour window between either 10 and 2 or 12 and 4 or 2 and 6. And then what do? You have to be home and sit there and twiddle your thumbs and wait for them to come. So hire me. I'll come out, I'll hang out at your house and wait for the delivery person to come while you can close a deal. And I'm sure when you close a deal, you're probably going to make a lot more money closing that deal than you are sitting at your house watching the end of a football game, right?
Absolutely.
So time is money. And if you really think about what you're paying me and versus times of what you're going to make, okay?
Right.
That's a huge difference for you and getting your time back.
Yeah, the economics term is opportunity cost.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got your opportunity cost there. You got sunk cost and all these different business decisions to make. But yeah, on Task Concierge, Cynthia Bloss, and we're going to hear more from her as well in our lightning round. I want to shift gears. I want to talk with Mark Spence now. Talk a little bit about this Brexit and what's happening. How did it affect the mortgage market?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, the mortgage market rates went way down again. If we thought they couldn't go lower, they did.
Wow.
So you got interest rates that, again, it's hard to, rates change every day and all throughout the day. So it's hard to get, into I don't want to get the rate police, involved.
Yeah, right.
But, I mean, if you're out there looking to buy a property or refinance a property, I mean, I don't know if there's going to be a better time than now.
Right.
I mean, this wasn't expected. This happened. It's globally affecting us, and it's affecting our markets. And right now, that's a positive. If you want to look at the negatives in the market that we'll talk about with the 401ks, the positive is 30-year fixed-rate mortgages, 15-year fixed-rate mortgages are dropping, and they're dropping. So, I mean, you can lock into an historic low rate that you'll never probably get again, and really take advantage of buying power. People don't realize the purchasing power of just 50 basis point differences could be $50,000 to $75,000.
Right.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the kind of thing people don't realize. So, well, I have 4% is still a great rate. But if you can go 3.5% or 3%, I mean, that's a huge difference. So that's where I would say get off the fence, get pre-approved if you're looking to buy, even if you don't know what you're going to buy, because the inventory is not, that's the other issue.
That's a challenge, yeah.
But the point is get ready for it. So if you find it and you can take advantage of this, you're going to start building wealth immediately because of the savings that you will make on your interest rate that you'll probably never get again.
Yeah, we didn't expect this to happen, as you mentioned. I mean, and we're already sitting pretty close to 40, 50-year lows. So now we probably are at 40, 50-year lows.
Yeah, they were already. Pretty much we're almost back to where in 2012 we hit the 50-year lows.
Right.
And, I mean, I don't know if we'll get there, but we are as close as you can possibly get now because of this. And that's the kind of stuff that happens. And I don't know where it does, and now you can't. I don't know how long it'll be here. All I know is take advantage of it if you can get in. And if you have a rate that you refinanced a year ago, I guarantee you can probably save 50 basis points and cut your mortgage down from a 30 to a 20 and have the same payment.
And that's a question that comes up a lot, Mark. Is it a quarter? Is it a half a point? It depends on the loan amount and the credit score. But what's typical rule of thumb there?
If you're going to refinance, I mean, normally you would say you'd like to see a 50 basis points to 1%.
Okay.
But if you have a high loan amount of $400,000, 50 basis points is a lot.
Right.
You're talking about easily close to $100,000 in interest that you would make, that you would save.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you might not see it in your monthly payment, but I guarantee you'll see it in 10 or 15 years when you sell your property.
Yeah.
Because that's where the wealth is in all that interest that's not on the back end of your loan.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's what I would say. And that's the biggest thing I think I try to explain to people is they look, well, I'm only going to save $50 a month on my mortgage payment. I'm going to pay $4,000 to refinance.
Right.
Well, I mean, let's do the math, because I can promise you, as long as you're going to tell me you're not going to sell that house in the next 2 years,
right,
you can't lose on this.
Because you look at your break-even point.
Yeah, that's the thing. I see education.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest part is people don't get educated enough, and that's where you need to understand so you can make the options available.
And then you put that on a biweekly program or one of those. You make that extra payment per year, and now you're exponentially
for sure
bettering your situation. So, hey, more from Mark Spence, VP of Integrity Financial Services, when we come back, and also we're going to talk with Scott Maurer with Advanta IRA. So stay with us. The best is yet to come. You're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show and realestateradiotampa.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Real Estate Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio, and this segment is brought to you by the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. That's 24-hour, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Shout out to the maids here in Tampa Bay. You see them with their yellow and blue branding running around out there. They are referred for a reason, the official cleaning partner of the Real Estate Quarterback Show. And we're back here in studio live from iHeartRadio, beautiful South Tampa here. And I want to remind you, we're 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on 1250 Wins, iHeartRadio. You can pull it up on the iHeartRadio app. Check out our podcast. Check out our YouTube channel. A plethora of information available there as well. And the first segment we heard from Cynthia Bloss. She's the owner of On Task Concierge. And now we're talking with Mark Spence, VP of Integrity Financial Services. And we're going to get Scott Maurer involved in the conversation here as well with Advanta IRA. talking about ways that you can utilize this recent market downturn potentially, or look at other alternative investments into your IRA, your retirement plan. So, Mark, at this time we're kind of seeing some unprecedented things. There's always these geopolitical things happening in the news, but what can our listeners do to live a better life? What do you think's the most forefront of your mind right now to tell our listeners?
Yeah, I would just say, if you're someone that is out there renting, right now it's a landlord's dream for people.
Yes.
Rates are going up every day on landlord rents. It's just the historic highs.
Big time.
And every person that I'm doing a purchase for right now is telling me they're saving hundreds of dollars on their monthly payment from rent to mortgage.
Right.
That doesn't happen very much.
Right.
That includes your taxes, your insurance. You're buying a house for cheaper than what you will pay rent in this market right now. And that's what I would say for people that are, maybe they think their credit's not going to qualify. I had some blips in the past. I had a bankruptcy. I had a foreclosure. You need to evaluate what your options are so you can figure out what the path to getting into a home is.
Yeah.
And I think education is the biggest thing. People just get declined and they don't really know why. Let's talk through your situation. Let's evaluate it, get you pre-approved, and then you can decide if they want to go and look at doing something with you, and looking at properties. But now you'll have an educated decision of what type of property to look at, how much would my payment be, how much will it cost to get into the house, and if it's not today, they have a path of maybe 3, 6, 9, 12 months they are able to buy.
Right. Yeah, we can get them in touch with William Crawley, a.k.a. the Credit Magician. Text credit if you need help with your credit. Our hotline, 813-917-1894. Text credit will help you out with that, 917-1894. And then the other big misconception is, Mark, is that, how much down payment do I really need? That's
right.
one of the
and
main
that's
concerns.
A big thing. Is very true. And, people still think they need 20% down to buy a house. First-time home buyers, and a first-time home buyer is classified as anybody that has not owned a property in the last 3 years. Mm-hmm. So that's 3% down. And that's not an FHA loan. That's a conventional product. And you can do 3.5% for an FHA loan. So, really, and then if you're a veteran, it's 100% loan. You don't have any money down. So it's an awesome opportunity.
Right.
The one thing I will say that I'm seeing right now, though, in this market is second home buyers, people up north buying in Florida. Everybody wants to be in Florida.
Right.
And I don't care where rates go, they're always going to want to be in Florida.
Yep.
So if you can get into a house today and continue to buy and get into a low fixed rate like this and have your payment low, maybe down the road you might not even sell this property. It could be a great investment to hold long term for cash flow reasons.
Yep.
There's so many reasons to buy now, in my opinion. And the biggest thing I'm seeing now are people that are taking their IRA money. They're getting killed in their 401k. They're getting to that 60 years old. They don't want their money to really be lost anymore. But yet they're young. So they're saying, let's take that money out and buy real estate. And now you can do those things with your IRA if you know how and you have the right company to work with. But people don't understand it. And that's the biggest thing that I'm seeing now people doing is starting to understand, how can I do that? How can I take all that money, the baby boomers and things that are really getting ready to retire?
Yeah. Let's get that rent versus own analysis, and what a better segue to Scott. I want to get Scott Maurer in the conversation, but I want to get this out to the listeners because, again, our number one goal when we started this show was to be different than the negative mainstream media. What we want to do is help you live a better life, and here's one of the big steps that you can say, and Mark, that we can help you do, and Mark mentioned it, is, let's do this for the renters out there. Go ahead, text the word rent, take action, set that goal. It may not be 6 months, a year, but if you're renting right now, you are paying your landlord's mortgage, you're paying down his balance on his principal payment, you're, some would say throwing money away. And you're not able to have that same legacy that you could be building up, investing in your future. So if you're a renter out there, why don't you do this? Text the word rent and the amount of rent that you're paying to our consumer advocate hotline. Text the word rent to 813-917-1894. Text rent to 813-917-1894 and the amount of rent that you're paying. And we'll follow up with another email as, what's your email address, your name. But we want to get you in touch with Mark's team over at Integrity Financial Services. Great team, close-knit group of guys and gals over there. They're going to put together a rent versus own analysis for you. It's going to break down the amount of rent that you're paying versus what you could be building up in equity, paying down that mortgage, and then, the appreciation is the difference that you have in liquidity or wealth that is, accessible through a home equity line of credit or potentially a refinance, cash out. So text rent. We want to have you do that. So you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show. We're talking with Mark Spence. He's the Vice President of Integrity Financial Services. Great team over there. Him and Tony Paredes doing a great job, doing a lot of volume over there. Volume, leads to lower rates as well, as you know. So let's go ahead and bring Scott Maurer into the conversation. Advanta IRA. So yeah, great segue there, Scott.
Yeah, it was. I mean, there's as I think we see the market turn right now. There's a couple different things that Mark mentioned. I think that are leading more people to look at what should I do with my IRA account? What am I invested in? One is, as interest rates drop, that's excellent for home buyers. Someone looking to go out and get a loan. However, if you have your money in a bank and your IRA account right now is stuck in a bank, that's bad news. So you need to look for something else to put your money in that's going to help that account grow. Also, with what's happened with the market, you said $3 trillion worth of value. They said on Friday alone, there was a $5,000 was the average drop in any IRA or 401k plan.
Wow. So
your money's in the market. I don't know of anyone probably listening that had any control whatsoever on that Brexit vote.
Right.
But your 401k and your IRA suffered. So what we allow people to do, if you have money in your IRA, you find a piece of rental. And then again, Mark mentioned rental rates are up. So that's a great opportunity. Your IRA, make an investment, buy a piece of rental property. Those high rental rates are now coming back into your IRA. So you're not relying on low interest rates. You're not subject to the votes of people in other countries that are going to affect your 401k value, and you're in control.
Yeah, it's smart money. It's a smart money move. It's a smart money decision. The smart money right now, they're buying duplexes, quads, triplexes. They're buying apartment complexes, single-family homes, and renting them out because we've already, well established here that the rental rates, and here's kind of break it down for you. There's typically, if you look at a typical 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,800 to 2,000 square foot home, it might have rented for around $1,650, $1,750, in that range. We're trying to paint a picture here for you. Now, that same property is probably renting at $2,100, $2,200, $2,300, or $2,400. I mean, that's generally accepted here as the truth. And so, what a great time to get into that, diversify your portfolio. And what else are you saying there?
Yeah, I mean that's what we're seeing. People that the real estate market's been hot, the investment market's been hot, and people also at the same time, as you're seeing these rents rise, you're looking on the other side of the coin and say, I have my IRA right now in a mutual fund or in a stock, and it's on the roller coaster now again with the stock market. So being able to take your money, it's not a difficult process. It's actually very, very simple to buy real estate inside your IRA account. One of the main benefits, usually it's an all cash deal.
Yep.
So there's no financing to worry about. It's your IRA funds. You just simply decide where to deploy that cash. Second, when you're writing the contract, instead of writing it in your personal name, you write it in the name of your IRA account.
Okay.
As a cash buyer. That's what we do at Advanta. We help you all the way through the process of getting the account set up, getting money moved, tax-free. It's tax-free to move money between different retirement accounts. Not a problem there. And then getting the asset purchased and actually making sure it's titled correctly, make sure the funds flow the proper way. And ultimately, when that rental income comes back in, that's also coming back in tax-deferred or tax-free back into your IRA account. So instead of getting that 0.5% dividend from your CD at the bank, you're getting that $2,200 a month in rent back inside your IRA.
Wow, and we want to help you do that. We're going to be able. We've got great real estate agents with our team that can show you these properties. Maybe you have a friend that's in real estate. That's fine. We have the abundance mentality. It's not all about us. It's about you. We want to help you win. And we're talking with Scott Maurer here at Advanta IRA. And I think let's go ahead and get that offer out for your book as well.
Sure. Yeah. Like I said, real estate. It's very easy to do. To buy inside IRA, we do a lot of educational seminars and webinars. We also have an ebook. It's a real estate and an IRA guide. It gives you a good overview of what the rules are, what's allowed. It's free. I think if you have said the offer, Brandon, but it's a great starter for someone looking to get some more information.
That's right. Take the step toward attaining that goal, whatever goal you're thinking about. Take an action step, and this would be that. So go ahead and text IRA to our hotline. Again, it's 813-917-1894. Text the word IRA to 813-917-1894. And compliments of Scott Maurer, Advanta IRA, is going to give you real estate and an IRA guide. So, stay with us. We're going to touch on more of these topics that we're talking about here. A record $3 trillion was wiped out from the global markets on Friday and Monday. So we're sharing with you ways that you can live a better life, ways that you can spin a negative to a positive and make it a good thing for you. We're also going to enter our lightning round, and we're going to hear more from all of our experts here in studio. So stay with us. The best is yet to come. You're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, realestateradio.tampa.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Real Estate Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. All right, we're back in studio, and we are talking about ways that you can live a better life, intelligent talk radio, and I've got some intelligent folks here in studio. So we're going to go ahead and enter our lightning round. All right. Top consumer tips, things to do, things to avoid. Cynthia Bloss, owner of On Task Concierge. You're up.
One of the things that is a pet peeve of mine is actually email. Okay. A lot of people do not reply or respond to email when they have emails come at them. And I know we get a lot of them during the day, whether it be personal or professional. You can get hundreds of emails a day. But if you just do one simple thing and respond to them when they come in, they're off your plate.
Right.
And you've also then told your client that you actually value them. That is really important, because if you're not responding to them, then they're going to look elsewhere for services.
Yeah, so answering timely emails, is that what you're
answering timely emails. I just think that is hugely important. That's one of the things I always did when I was working in corporate America, and I was answering emails before they were coming in the door. It was like I just responded right away, and if I wasn't at my desk, they were on my phone. So I was doing it from my phone or from my desk and getting that task done, and it just alleviates stress on you as well. Then you don't think, oh my gosh, I have like 50 emails to answer. When am I going to get that done? So that's a very simple thing that you can do yourself if you don't have someone to do it for you.
Right.
Just do it in a timely manner and get it done.
Right. Yeah. And, if you can, here's a good idea, too. Put on an autoresponder. Hey, I'll answer emails after 11 and after 4.
Very good.
And,
yeah.
And that's something I actually was listening to a great podcast this morning where he was saying one of the things you want to do in the morning is your meditation, those types of things, kind of get your thoughts together for the day, write out your goals for the day.
Right.
And his book is called Eat the Frog or something like that. So meaning tackle the hardest task first thing in the morning when you have full energy, you've got a clear mind.
Right.
Get that big task that you don't want to do, get it out of the way
It's
early.
out of the way.
And then you get momentum.
Yeah.
And then you keep
and then
building
everything
on
else is easy from there.
I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mark Spence, top consumer tip, things to do, things to avoid.
I would just say if you're a person on the fence looking to purchase a new home, take advantage of getting pre-approved and starting that process early. Don't think, I want to look at a house, next week, and so I'm going to get it pre-approved this week. If you're looking to buy something you're renting 6 months from now, start the process 6 months in advance. There's no reason not to. There's things that could be on your credit that you don't know about. There could be a medical collection for $50 that you never knew, and your credit score is lower than you think. There's so many things. It could just be buying power, not knowing what you qualify for. Getting educated on the options available that are out there for you.
Yeah.
But do it early, do it up front, so you really know before you start the process of really what I'm going to start looking at, what I want to buy, what I want, and you're leading that conversation with your real estate agent when you start looking at homes.
I would say that's probably the cardinal sin, or if not one of the top 5 cardinal sins that you see happen. Because let's face it, identity theft, this online cybersecurity world that we live in,
crazy now.
It really is, and we see it so many times. I'm sure you guys are doing hundreds of deals per month. So
every day we get identity theft that we are affected. Our clients are affected by. Unfortunately, there's not much you can do about it. Is just keep on top of your credit. I would encourage you to look at those credit services that will report, give you an email or a text message every time anybody is, pulling your credit.
Right.
That's the newest thing that I think more and more people really have to do, because it really does tell you, and then you can catch it.
Right.
You can at least get on it right away versus people go years without it, because you don't need to pull credit on yourself if you're not buying anything.
Yeah.
And people just use it and will completely exploit you without even knowing it.
Yeah, there's smart technologies that you can implement to combat what they're doing. Matter of fact, it was like last weekend or so, we were driving to the beach and I got a Facebook, some kind of an email or an alert. I think it popped up through Facebook. Someone from Russia tried to log into my email account.
Yeah.
So there they are. They're going to try to hack. They're going to try to see what they can find. They got these phishing programs.
Yep, that's all they do. And you open up one bad email, and they've got it in your system, and then they can figure out how to fish through.
Yeah, and they count the keyboard
they'll
strokes.
Count your contacts out and everything. I mean, it's amazing. It's out there. So just do things early.
Right.
Start
get in the process. Get in
early.
the game. Credit repair expert William Crawley, the credit magician, is part of our team as well. We can help you with that. Scott Maurer, Advanta IRA.
Yeah, I mean, my top tip, I think, is somewhat in line with what Mark's been saying, too, is really periodically take a look at all your finances. Mm-hmm. Anything from your home loan to make sure, your mortgage, your current lender is not going to call you and tell you that if you'd like, they can get you a lower rate.
Yeah.
So you got to find that out for your own. Call someone like Mark and say, hey, make sure I'm still paying the right rate. I'm not throwing away thousands of dollars. Same thing with your retirement account, your IRA, your 401k. Your money is locked up with a broker. They're not typically a lot of times going to call you and say, you sure you want to shift some things around? Have you thought about investing in real estate? Have you thought about doing private loans or other types of alternatives? It's incumbent upon you to take that step. So pay attention to world events. We had this recent Brexit.
Yes.
Well, hit a lot of some people not paying attention, and all of a sudden wonder why their retirement account's going down, why their interest rates are much lower when they're looking for their return on their CDs. So pay attention and periodically check and see what is going on within your personal finances, because nobody's going to do it for you.
And that's you kind of led me to think about this as well. Is a great point is to have an overall comprehensive approach to your whole financial blueprint. Think about your financial blueprint that you have. You've got, a lot of times people talk to their CPA, but they don't tell their IRA administrator what they're done, and then they'll be talking to their financial advisor, and they're not talking to their mortgage broker. So there's all these pieces that if you plan it properly, then you're going to set yourself up to take advantage of some of the downturns potentially. You flip a negative to positive.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you really have to look out for yourself and do your research and follow up on things. Because again, you're right. Someone does one thing with their IRA, doesn't tell their CPA, or their CPA advises them to do this, but they don't follow up on it. So take advantage, and especially when you have professionals in certain areas that you can reach out to. And a lot of people give free advice, a little free consultation.
Right.
Take advantage of it. Make sure that you're not throwing thousands of dollars away each year.
Right. Get a review. Maybe you've worked with your financial advisor for years and years and years, or maybe he's a family friend, but it doesn't hurt to get that review to make sure that he's doing the best that he possibly can, he or she. And if it's a fiduciary capacity, that's a big difference with some of the other firms that are out there.
Sure, that's something that's come up, and you might see more and more having more and more an effect. It was the Department of Labor ruling on who is a fiduciary with financial planners and financial advisors, and you might find that some of them now are going to be looking to get rid of some of their clients because they now have an added responsibility on a fiduciary capacity.
Right.
They may not want to mess with accounts they deem kind of too low for them to take on that risk. So.
Right.
Again, pay attention to when something comes in the mail from your financial advisor. Don't just look at it quickly and throw it away. There might be something very important in that piece of mail, them telling you they're going to be resigning, or they're not doing this for you, or their rates have increased significantly because of the added fiduciary responsibility. So really pay attention. Don't just put your head in the sand.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's make another round here. Let's go back to Cynthia. Nuggets of advice, parting words of advice.
Well, I think it ties into everything that we've all been saying about keeping on task, whether it be with our finances, our personal lives, or our professional lives. If you stay on top of everything, look at everything, you're going to be able to live a more simple, happy life. And in the long run, that's what we all want out of life, is to spend more time with our family and friends.
That's right.
And there's many things that can help us get through that. Life hacks, for instance. I love going on Twitter and looking at all the different life hacks that there are. There's people tweeting all the time.
Yeah.
Life hacks that'll help you get through that, and just basically keeping our house in order, whether it's our financial house, our personal house, or our business
That's
house.
right. It's going to help you sleep better. It's going to help you live a better life, and you're going to be eliminating stress. Put all that stress out there, right? Mark, parting word?
I would just say, if you are out there with a current mortgage, take a look at, maybe looking at, what your interest rate is and maybe what a refinance would look like for you. Because a lot of people were upside down, a few years ago on their houses. Values have come back. Rates are so low right now. I mean, it's just an opportunity. If you own a property and you're not planning on selling and you want to be there long term, look at trying to get out of that 30-year fixed rate mortgage that you might already have and get into a 15-year mortgage and eliminate all that interest and refinance and take advantage. You don't have to take any money out, but if you're looking to do some do some improvements to the property, this would be a time to take out some money, re-improve. I mean, that's why I feel like everybody's putting money into Home Depot these days, because people are staying in their houses and they're taking money out. Now they have equity and they can put money into their home again that way. But take advantage of these low rates.
That's right. Yeah, so. you can control a $500,000 asset with as little as 3.5% down and appreciate. Great point. It's got about 30 seconds.
Sure. Last tip, I would say look at your retirement account and give me a call. Find out that there's other things out there that you can invest in other than mutual funds, stocks, bonds, or a CD. You can invest in real estate, whether it's rentals, rehabs, private lending. You can lend money out of your IRA, private placements, gold, silver, so much more. Give me a call or text IRA to the show.
Yep.
Get a copy of our guide. Find out what else you can do.
Yeah, so let's kind of summarize it here. We've got our hotline at 813-917-1894. We offer a credit package. If you text the word credit, we offer IRA packages. If you text the word IRA to 813-917-1894, we also offered a rent versus own analysis. So all you have to do is text our hotline with whatever we can do to help you at 813-917-1894. And please go out there and consider making a random act of kindness. We'll see you next time.